So I want to talk about early adopters and risk when it comes to growing a personal brand, e-commerce brand. And this has come up because I was actually watching a YouTube video on Bitcoin. And I've been fascinated by Bitcoin for the last 5 years now. This isn't a Bitcoin video, but this sparked an idea and how I think it translates across so well. Now, Bitcoin is at an all-time high at the minute of like $118,000 or $120,000 or something, which is crazy. Considering it's just continued to rise and rise and rise. And even now, there's people who are skeptical of buying it. So there's some people who just dollar cost averaging and they're just literally buying every single month. Doesn't matter what the price does in that month, whether it goes up or down, they just keep buying because on the bigger picture scale of things, Bitcoin is going up. So early adopters and risk. So there's still some people who are super skeptical of it, right? You go and speak to people who are maybe older than 40 or 50 years old, who have been through the Industrial Revolution. They, I think, are going to be way more skeptical than, say, baby boomers or people who were born, say, in 1990 and earlier, because they've lived through this age where they were taught certain strategies when it comes to growing wealth through the industrial age, which is, putting your money in a savings account, watching it grow at a couple of % per year. And there's still people who are trying to apply that knowledge, that same strategy from 50, 60 years ago now. And just remember that we've gone through the industrial age, we've gone through the information age, and we're now entering and going through this intelligence age. So the strategy is going to be completely different for investing and generating wealth. And this does relate to e-commerce, as I'm going to explain, so please just bear with me, it all makes sense, it's actually really interesting. So can you imagine if you bought in at Bitcoin when it was $1, $10, $100, $1,000, back when it was first founded? You would be now sat on probably an absolute gold mine if you didn't sell and you just held on to it, because Bitcoin's a finite source. So when it comes to being an early adopters in Bitcoin are probably some of the wealthiest people ever, because they took a risk into something that could pay off, may not pay off. Maybe some people were skeptical in the beginning and didn't invest earlier because they thought, damn, this could be like another scam coin, this could be like not go anywhere. But actually now people are starting to see it's an actual financial instrument. And we haven't had any new financial instruments for the past 500 years. We've been trading with your typical dollar, pound, like in currency. So since Bitcoin, we haven't had anything new to trade or to grow wealth. So that's the old strategy, but the new strategy of Bitcoin is completely different, right? So when it comes to e-commerce and taking risk and being an early adopter in things, you can massively increase the returns by being first in the game, right? Or like one of the first. So I'll give you an example of this. When ClickFunnels started being used, and a funnel was founded by Russell Brunson and whoever else, this was a revolution when it came to selling and funneling people through this psychological process of taking them from a cold prospect to a red hot buyer, right? And funnels are used today, they're super powerful, and they're way more powerful than before a funnel was invented, I believe, when people just went onto a website and decide whether they were going to buy or not. It still works, and funnels have their place still. But I think the early adopters of funnels and people who used them from the beginning and adopted them, took the risk, maybe they were a little bit scared, they were the people that came out on top, right? They were the people that took a risk, it paid off, they managed to probably grow their business multiple times over. And there's many different strategies that keep coming and going when it comes to e-commerce. One of which we talk about a lot about on this channel is Trojan selling. So this is all about transparency and authenticity. So it goes without saying, people just want transparent and authentic people. They want to do business with people they like, right? When you go and buy something off Amazon or in a store or whatever, I'm probably going to say that you don't like being sold to, but you like buying, you like spending money, you like to make the buying decision, you like to feel that you're in control and you have the power. And that's exactly what adopting transparent and authentic selling does in an e-commerce brand. So how does this actually look? Well, when funnels were first introduced, there was a lot of things like countdown timers that we used, a lot of scarcity and urgency tactics that were used, and back then they worked. Now though, I think people are coming around to the fact that they can just tell when something feels fake. You know, when you're trying to sell a digital product and you say you've only got X number of these PDF copies left or whatever the hell it is, and people just know straight away that it's just lying, they're just trying to get your money, and that turns people off straight away. Well, it turns me off. I don't want to do business with people who are trying to like just take money off me. Even if it is something I want to buy, I still want to be in control. I want to know that I've made the buying decision. So one of the best ways to do that is by handing over the power to the customer and letting them make the decision, right? Now, if you have a premium product that you really believe in, like truly believe in, not just a little bit, but you have put your heart and soul into this product and you truly believe it's the best possible product on the market, the best way to increase conversions and get that product into the hands of more people is to literally give it to people. I know it sounds ridiculous and very obvious, but instead of letting people buy and transact first before they've tested and used your product, just give it them. Let them try your product, hands-on experience, and let them see for themselves if it is up to the standards that you are promising on your web store or your website or whatever they've seen. Because I can guarantee if that sticks true, you're going to have no problem with them paying the remaining balance and keeping the product and loving it, and more than likely talking to their friends and family about it, which is the big one. This is like the multiplier. If you create a product that other people shout about for you, this is just all free marketing, free word of mouth marketing. Oh, you'll never guess what I bought the other day. You want to come and check this out? Come and look how cool this is. You can go and get it over there and there. It's just the power of word of mouth. And sure, I'm not the biggest fan of relying on word of mouth as just one business strategy, but it's proven over and over again that word of mouth is so strong and so powerful. And we can almost reverse engineer this word of mouth strategy by being more transparent and authentic when we are selling to people, when we're offering our products to our customers. So Trojan selling, there's more details on it in the description below, but basically it is a method of selling where we put the customer first, let them test the product and deliver a ton of wow moments throughout this trial period, and then it ends up leading to them keeping the product. Pretty much 99%, 100% of the time. It has never failed us. Near enough, never failed us. I think out of 120 orders, 130 orders with our Apex series goggles, we had 1 or 2 returns, right? And this is normal and expected, right? The more people that are going to come in on the front end are going to outweigh any returns or refunds that you may get. I pretty much doubt you won't. And you know, it's crazy in 2025 now, the way e-commerce and just the world is going. If you observe it and zoom out, going back to the thing about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is fascinating to me, but it's fascinating learning about that, learning about all these new financial instruments, and then learning about all the strategies that are being adopted and how I can apply them to e-commerce, brand building, personal brand building, growing on social media, literally everything. It's all related, which is why I wanted to start this video with Bitcoin, because I thought it was super interesting and basically saying that the instruments that worked 50, 60 years ago, times are changing. We need to adopt new strategies, be up to speed with things, and keep that flywheel spinning. But if any of that has resonated with you, I will leave an explainer video below. There's a link there to that. Go check it out, it's super interesting. And any questions on Trojan selling, or let me know if you're a big believer in Bitcoin. I'd love to know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.